Imagine you are Arjuna, a skilled warrior facing a challenging situation. You have trained your entire life for this moment, honing your skills, mastering the art of combat, and preparing yourself mentally and physically for the trials of battle. Yet as you stand on the precipice of war, you find yourself engulfed in a whirlwind of emotions and doubts. You are on a battlefield, but this battlefield is not just a physical one. It is a complex and intricate landscape of the mind, where every decision carries weight and every action has consequences. It is a metaphor for the challenges we face in life. Each path represents a different choice, each choice leading to a different outcome, and the uncertainty of what lies ahead can be paralyzing. You are torn between your duty as a warrior and your love for your family, who are on the opposing side. The people you care about, the ones you have shared your life with, stand on the other side of the battlefield, and the thought of causing them harm is unbearable. Arjuna's heart is heavy with sorrow, and he feels lost and uncertain. The weight of his responsibilities presses down on him, and he struggles to find a way forward. He questions the purpose of fighting a battle that would cause so much pain and suffering. The carnage and destruction that war brings seems senseless, and he wonders if there is a higher purpose to it all. He wonders if it wouldn't be better to simply lay down his arms and accept defeat. The idea of surrendering, of giving up the fight, seems like a way to avoid the inevitable pain and loss. Arjuna's dilemma is something we can all relate to. We all face moments in our lives where we are caught between conflicting duties and emotions, where the right path is not clear and the stakes are high. We all face difficult decisions and experience moments of doubt and uncertainty in our lives. These moments can be overwhelming, and the fear of making the wrong choice can be paralyzing. Like Arjuna, we may feel overwhelmed by the challenges that come our way. The pressures of life, the expectations of others, and our own inner conflicts can create a storm of emotions that leave us feeling lost and unsure. This is where the wisdom of Krishna, Arjuna's charioteer and guide, comes into play. Krishna represents the voice of reason, the inner wisdom that we all have access to if we take the time to listen. Krishna, an incarnation of the divine, steps in to guide Arjuna toward the path of clarity and inner peace. He helps Arjuna see beyond the immediate turmoil and understand the deeper truths of life, encouraging him to rise above his doubts and fulfill his destiny with courage and conviction. Krishna begins by reminding Arjuna of the true nature of the self. He emphasizes that what we perceive with our senses is only a fraction of our existence. The physical realm, with all its beauty and challenges, is just one layer of our being. He explains that we are not just our physical bodies, we are much more than the flesh and bones that make up our outer shell. Our true essence lies beyond the tangible, in the realm of the spirit. We are eternal souls on a journey of growth and evolution. This journey transcends the limitations of time and space, moving through various experiences and lessons that shape our spiritual development. Just as we change clothes, our soul changes bodies through the cycle of birth and death. Each lifetime is an opportunity to learn, grow, and evolve. The soul remains constant even as the physical form undergoes transformation. Death, Krishna explains, is not the end, but a transition to a new beginning. It is a natural part of the soul's journey, a doorway to new experiences and opportunities for growth. Embracing this perspective can help us overcome the fear of death and see it as a continuation rather than a conclusion. Our physical bodies are impermanent, but our souls are eternal and indestructible. They endure through the ages, unaffected by the ravages of time. This understanding can bring a sense of peace and stability, knowing that our true self is beyond harm. They cannot be harmed by weapons or burned by fire. The soul is beyond the reach of any physical force, untouched by the elements that can destroy the body. This invincibility of the soul is a source of immense strength and resilience. Understanding this concept is crucial for finding lasting peace and happiness. When we realize that our true nature is eternal and indestructible, we can let go of many of the fears and anxieties that plague our daily lives. This realization helps us to live more fully and joyfully. When we identify solely with our physical selves, we become bound by fear, attachment, and sorrow. We worry about our bodies, our possessions, and our status, all of which are temporary and subject to change. We worry about losing what we have and cling to things that are temporary. This attachment creates a cycle of suffering as we are constantly trying to hold on to what is inevitably fleeting. By recognizing our true nature as eternal souls, we can start to detach from these temporary aspects of life and focus on cultivating qualities that are lasting and meaningful. This shift in perspective allows us to prioritize love, compassion, wisdom, and inner peace, leading to a more fulfilling and enlightened existence. This understanding of the self forms the foundation of Samkhya, one of the 6 schools of Hindu philosophy. Samkhya provides a framework for understanding the nature of reality and our place within it. It emphasizes the importance of cultivating a detached mindset, free from attachments to material possessions and worldly desires. Detachment in this sense does not mean withdrawing from the world or neglecting our responsibilities. It simply means performing our duties without being driven by selfish desires or the need for personal gain. When we are attached to outcomes, we set ourselves up for disappointment and suffering. We become slaves to our desires, constantly chasing after things that provide only fleeting happiness. Detachment, on the other hand, allows us to experience true freedom and liberation. Section 4, Paths to Enlightenment, Karma and Jnana Yoga. Krishna goes on to explain that there are different paths to spiritual realization, each suited to different temperaments and inclinations. These paths are designed to cater to the unique nature of every individual. Recognizing that the journey to enlightenment is not a one-size-fits-all approach, he highlights 2 main paths: Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action, and Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge and wisdom. Each of these paths offers a distinct approach to achieving spiritual growth and understanding. Karma Yoga emphasizes the importance of performing our duties with a sense of detachment and selflessness. It is about engaging in actions that benefit others without expecting any personal gain or recognition. It encourages us to act without being attached to the fruits of our actions, offering the results of our efforts to a higher purpose. This path teaches us to see our work as a form of worship, where every task, no matter how small, is an opportunity to serve the greater good. Jnana Yoga, on the other hand, focuses on cultivating knowledge and wisdom through study, reflection, and meditation. It is a path that encourages deep introspection and the pursuit of truth. It encourages us to question our assumptions, challenge our beliefs, and seek a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Through this path, we learn to discern the real from the unreal, the eternal from the transient, and the self from the non-self. Both paths, though different in their approach, ultimately lead to the same goal: the realization of the self and the attainment of spiritual liberation. They remind us that the journey to enlightenment is multifaceted, and that each of us must find the path that resonates most deeply with our own nature and disposition. By understanding and embracing these paths, we can navigate our spiritual journey with greater clarity and purpose, knowing that every step we take brings us closer to the ultimate truth. Section 5, True Renunciation, Letting Go of Attachments. It's important to note that Krishna doesn't advocate for renouncing action altogether. He clarifies that true renunciation lies in giving up attachment to the fruits of our actions, not the actions themselves. We are meant to engage in the world, to fulfill our responsibilities, but to do so with a sense of detachment and equanimity. This concept can be challenging to grasp, but it's essential for finding true peace and fulfillment. When we are attached to outcomes, we create unnecessary stress and anxiety in our lives. We become so focused on achieving specific results that we fail to appreciate the journey itself. Section 6, The Power of Self-Control, Taming the Wild Wind. To illustrate the importance of self-control and discipline, Krishna uses the metaphor of a wild wind. Just as a strong wind can extinguish a flame or carry away a small boat, our untamed senses can easily lead us astray. Our senses are constantly bombarded with stimuli, pulling us in different directions. If we allow our senses to dictate our actions, we become like puppets, controlled by external forces. Self-control doesn't mean suppressing our desires or denying ourselves pleasure. It simply means learning to manage our desires in a healthy and balanced way. It means developing the ability to choose our actions consciously, rather than being ruled by our impulses.